Okay, a few weeks ago I was watching a video which was made by Combustication07, and she was asking the question, why are people moaning about paying more taxes when in a time of recession lots of countries around the world have actually reduced taxes to try and increase growth of their economies? And I had an idea at the time for a response, and I didn't do it. I procrastinated. So now I'm getting around to that. And first of all, I'd like to say why people moan about having to pay taxes and that they're paying too much taxes. And the reasons are different depending on who you are, what your financial situation is. Obviously, people who haven't got a lot of money would argue that, well, I haven't got a lot of money and paying taxes gives me even less money and I'm scraping to get by. And that's probably a fair comment. And people who are extremely wealthy would say, well, why the hell do I have to pay for someone else with my taxes when I've got enough money to pay for the things I need myself? And I'm basically subsidising someone else. You know, I'll pay my own way. I don't want to pay taxes because, you know, I can afford what I need. Right, second part of this video is why it is actually a good idea paying taxes. Why taxes are a good idea. Now, obviously, no one likes to pay for anything. It's, you know, you go out and buy a new car because you want a new car and the new car is for you. But if you had the option of not paying for it, you'd rather not pay. And you probably still feel a bit of a, oh man, you know, I'm having to put my hand in my pocket and draw out some cash now. And, you know, that's all well and good. But then there's all those things that we all need. And it doesn't matter if you're hyper wealthy and you've got a mansion and you've got a fast sports car and you've got more money than you're ever going to know what to do with. There's still the road that you drive down. You're going to need that road. You're going to need to drive down that road. So that road needs paying for. There's your refuse collection. There's the police. There's the fire brigade. There's all the things that as a community, in order not to have total anarchy, you need. You need a government. You might not think you need a government. You might not like your government, but you need a government, and a government can't operate without taxes. Now, it's true that some of your taxes might be getting wasted, but that's what you should moan about, not having to pay the taxes. You should moan about why your taxes haven't been spent in the correct fashion. Why have you not got enough teachers for your school? Why are the roads falling apart? Why, when you're paying your taxes, are you not getting those services? So in reality, you may, depending on your circumstances, actually be better off paying more taxes in order to get the services that you need. I mean, just picture a world without a government. Without a government, you wouldn't have a road network, you wouldn't have refuse collection. There would be rubbish heaps in little corners all around the streets where people just, you know, rubbish happens. You can't stop it happening. You know, sewerage would just run down the gutters because there would be no sewers. There would be no one to maintain the sewers if they were there. All these things have to be paid for in a central way. And it's no use considering that, okay, we'll just do my area, because you still have to travel through the other areas. You still are going to be a victim of crime if there aren't enough police to control the streets, to keep bad people at bay. All these things, and that's just a small portion of where your taxes are going, are necessary things. And thinking that you personally don't use all those things is delusional. You do use them all, and it doesn't matter that some people who are on lower incomes aren't paying as much taxes. That's still going to affect you if you don't pay for those things, and those people are not getting enough money to pay for these things. Those people by themselves couldn't pay for them, so you need to pay a little bit more if you've got a little bit more money. That's the way it works. And if you are wealthy, the chances are that you've got stocks and portfolios, and you're working in a high-powered job somewhere. All those jobs rely on the infrastructure that is built up by government for you to be able to make those transactions which are making you wealthy, to produce those goods that are giving you that wealth that makes you feel like you shouldn't need to pay taxes because you're able to pay for your own stuff. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, taxes aren't nice, and nobody really likes paying taxes, but they're necessary, and you are going to find that without taxes the world is a much less pleasant place. So pay your taxes, and if you don't like it, moan about what you want done with your taxes, not the fact that you have to pay them. Moan about the way they've been wasted. Paying less taxes to a government that's wasting money is actually going to make your services poorer. It's not going to make them better. But if you want to improve your services without paying more taxes, then you need to moan about the way the money is spent. Don't moan about having to pay taxes, because a world without taxes would be a world without government, and that would be anarchy. And while that might sound nice to some people, believe me, when you can't go out through your front gate without the risk of marauding hordes attacking you, and without the risk of catching disease from refuse strewn across the streets, it's not going to be a very nice world. So think about it. And if you don't agree with me, of course, as usual, there's a box down there. Let me know. I might be completely wrong. You tell me why I'm wrong if you don't agree.
We're gonna party till the police come. Party!